Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Today is Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. Now, there was a joint security network that was set up in Yorubaland, southwest Nigeria, to curb the influx of Fulani terrorists in the states in the southwest. So, they comprise of local hunters. Okay, when I mean local hunters, I'm not talking about the terrorists whom the police and the government are tagging hunters who are coming from Kanu, from the north coming. No, I'm talking about the local hunters who owns the village, okay? Who owns the villages that all these things are happening. So there was a joint security effort comprising of the soldier, the DSS, and the hunters. Now, the hunters have come out to make a shocking revelation. You know, Nigeria is a country where people will raise alarm, nobody will pay attention to the alarm that they will raise. It's unfortunate. Now, this is what the hunters are saying. They are saying that the DSS is colluding with the terrorists. Department of State Security Service, DSS, they are colluding, the officials are colluding with the terrorists. This is a shocking and alarming revelation. And if Nigeria is supposed to be a country, something like this is enough to cause a revolution. You know, when T.Y. Danjuma made this revelation very long time ago, and he has repeatedly reaffirmed and affirmed what he said, time without number, people don't take it serious. How could the security operatives be colluding to kill people? Now, this is what the hunter said that the DSS tracking system used to shed kidnappers for cash, soldiers checking points into toll booths. Nigeria hunters expose security corruption. Well, a lot of people might call it corruption, but I will not call it corruption, okay? I will not call it corruption. That your people are dying. The security operative DSS, the equipment to track the kidnappers, they are using it to divert their attention, shedding them because of money. And DSS director was the other day telling us that they can't defend anybody. If you can't defend anybody, why are you colluding? What is the essence of your operatives? What is the essence of we having soldiers in Nigeria ourselves? Soldiers in Nigeria, they are not important. I am saying it. People should understand. Soldiers in Nigeria have never saved anybody from my village not to get kidnapped. Police have never saved anyone from my village not to get kidnapped. It's just our vigilante. So what is the essence of all these people? It is of no use. The chief of army staff last week said that the attacks going on in Plateau State cannot be stopped. Even though you mobilize the whole army officials, the whole soldiers in Nigeria, even though you mobilize them to Plateau State, that they can't stop it because it is political and there is an underlying issue. You know, Nigerians are still hearing all these things. They are still keeping quiet. This is very, very bad, something that it shouldn't have even happened for the first time. Alarming revelations have emerged from a part of southwestern Nigeria, where local hunters have accused some operatives of the Department of State Service DSS and soldiers of compromising joint security effort through corruption, negligence, and misconduct. Now, remember that I was asking some questions some time ago. I said, for example, in the southeast in Enugu State, we have a lot of military presence, okay, in Enugu State. And amid this military presence, we have a lot of Fulani terrorists in the same area. Then the question is, how can you understand and think about the presence of military through the presence of terrorists in the same place, where the military were set up to fight the terrorists, but where they are is where the terrorists are. Terrorists hardly stay where soldiers don't stay in Nigeria. Does that not send a direct, signal to you that these people are aiding these people? Now, the article continues. Say the hunters, who recently undertook a long journey to confidentially brief a prominent community advocate, disclosed deeply troubling allegations involving both the DSS and military personnel stationed in their region. They insisted on delivering the message in person, citing the sensitivity of the information and fear of interception over digital channels. This is what they said. I just had a visit from the top hunters in part of the northern southwestern Nigeria, that is Yorubaland. They spent hours and hours on the road to come and tell me some very bad and confidential things. It was not the stuff they wanted to discuss over the phone or the internet, the source said. At the heart of the allegation in the DSS is the DSS alleged abuse of sophisticated telephone tracking technology meant to identify and rescue kidnapped victims, now reportedly being used to extort money from the very criminals it was designed to catch. So the DSS has now been confirmed of aiding terrorists in the southwest. According to the hunters, some DSS operatives have been accused of collecting payments from kidnappers in exchange of concealing their location. A few of these officers were said to have been recently arrested and transported to Abuja in leg chains. Okay, let us believe that they have been captured, DSS has been arrested and transported to Abuja. But let us see what will be the end of the news. Remember that the DSS arrested Boko Haram in Yorubaland, and they said that they are going to be briefing us how the case is going. As I speak to you now, nobody is talking about the case, so it's totally over. Now it continues. The hunter said the DSS operatives make use of sophisticated telephone tracking system to locate kidnappers and their victims. Then they extort money from the kidnappers in return for hiding their true position. They said some of them were recently arrested and taken to Abuja in leg chains, the source said. The action of the security operatives was described as betrayal and outright sabotage of national security. In a similar damning narrative, the hunters alleged that the soldiers formerly involved in joint patrol have now been sidelined due to a series of transactional behaviors that have eroded trust. And this is what they have been doing in the southeast Igbo land. They deployed them to do one or two. The man roadblock and they started collecting money. Why in their present the killing will be going on and they won't do anything about it? So this is terrible. These include open extortion of motorists at informal checkpoints, careless conduct during operation leading to the loss of hunters' lives, an inappropriate relationship with the local women, including advances towards married women funded by bribe, extorted or roadside toges. And this is the same thing the Igbos were saying, that the soldiers who came to their place to rescue them, raped them, helped the kidnappers. When these stories were coming out from Igbo land, people never believe all these things. And now it is coming out from Yoruba land when their land is under siege of the Fulani terrorists. Drivers allegedly hand over 500 notes and ask for 200 change in full view of the public as soldiers conduct these tolls openly, turning national security checkpoints into cash points. It also concerns the soldiers who work with the hunters. Both the DSS and soldiers are now overwhelmingly transactional. Transactional to the point where the hunters are no longer involving the soldiers in their joint patrol, the source said. This is what we know right from time, and the hunters are not wrong because this thing is happening everywhere. The reasons they gave point to the death of fellow hunters due to the operational carelessness of the soldiers. Transactional toll gate operation on commercial and other vehicles in broad daylight, dating the local women and enticing the local women for dredging, including making advances at married women with the toll gate money they collected. Disturbed by the worsening situation, the hunters said they were now reverting to traditional method of protecting their communities. One chilling warning was the mention of magon, a deadly traditional trap used to punish sexual offenders, suggesting that the local men were ready to deploy ancient justice to defend their families. They say it is only a matter of time before a headline race. Soldier no magun, soldier killed after sleeping with another man's wife. The source added, hinting at the growing tension between the local communities and the security forces deployed to protect lives. This is the end of the article from the Sowore reporter. So, from my own concern, it is a very big mistake to use the Nigerian security operatives to front your defense against Fulani herdsmen. They will conduct with them. When we tell you people, this is this, this is that, don't think that we are here to play. We come here to tell you the real things going on. Haven't you all seen that everything we said here is true? The DSS helping the kidnappers with their tracking equipment so that they will not be captured and so on and so forth. It is so shameful. And people don't still understand where we are. A lot of people said it is corruption. It is not corruption in my own case. This is not corruption at all. It's not corruption. It is collude. They collude with them. They have a mandate to collude with them. You think all these DSS are arrested now for colluding with the armed bandits that they are going to be prosecuted? No. God will come from Aso Rock there. Let them go. We sent them. Defense Intelligence Agency boss that has retired, Kundo Laomi, he said DSS know about all these things. NIA know, DIA know, and they should go and ask them. You understand? So they know about everything that is going on. Remember that the Afenifere youth leader that was kidnapped before, Ajajuni, okay? He said that they were using sophisticated equipment to make sure that people coming to give them money, they will not even know their location. Police can't track them. You never knew that DSS was helping them to maneuver all those things. We are living in a crazy world, and Nigeria can never be sustainable because of this. I am advocating that Nigeria should share this power. Every nation, if possible, every nation, when I mean nation, I'm talking about tribe, they ought to have their own separate power to protect their land. They ought to have their own country. And many people are being blindfolded by political brouhaha. They follow politicians. They don't still understand what is going on. Then after you must have gotten what you want, what next? Your people are dying. What next? There are some things that are more important than money. The life of human is more important than money.
We can say now banditry is an industry in Zamfara State. Last month, we arrested a member of the State House of Assembly in banditry here in Zamfara State. We arrested a district head. We also as well arrested a former local government chairman. So you can see that involvement of this class of people in banditry is more making the situation to become more and more complex. So, in essence, I can say that all caliber of people now are involved. All manner of people are involved in this banditry. More alarming and more disturbing is the involvement of a district head in supplying drugs to the bandits. So in that respect, your presence here today